Hello, hello, welcome back. Once again, we are here with Illuminum Tarot. We're going to go ahead and kick off some more of the water sign readings for today. And today we're going to be doing the sting faces of the zodiac. We are talking about them Scorpios. We're going to go ahead and bring them into the reading. We're going to go ahead and do a general reading for the month of May 2023. We're also going to make sure that we cover some of the most pressing messages that Spirit wants us to hear for today and go from there. So once again, be warned that there are scammers out there on the internet impersonating different tarot readers. Please block and report them. Send them to the depths of hell where they belong. And carry on there, soldier. Carry on. Anyways, what I'm going to do for today also... If you like this reading, please, if it resonates with you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends and family that there's this random stranger on the internet posing as a tarot reader who's going to be doing some very, piercing and cutting reads for everyone. Of course, I carry the Queen of Swords tarot, Queen of Swords tarot card, rather. And I tend to deliver the messages the best way, which is straight up, no bullshit, whatever you want to say. So yeah, there we go. Quite simple there. We're going to go ahead and get into the reading now. I'm going to be using the Steampunk Tarot as always, along with the Rider-Waite when needed, and also the Moonology Tarot Oracle deck. So with the combination of these three card decks combined, we're going to get some good insights for today. Hopefully this message will resonate with you. Without further ado, let's get started. Scorpios, what is in store for you for the month of May 2023? What is in store for our Scorpios, our hard-shelled friends, for the month of May 2023? What is in store for the Scorpios for the month of May 2023? Our fixed water signs, Scorpios. What's taking place for the month of May 2023? May 2023. I hope I'm shuffling with that specific goal in mind, not the whole year of 2023. Apologies. Let's go ahead, cut the deck. So, let's begin. Current self. Ooh. Spicy one there. Challenge. In the recent past. Good grief. I'm going to go ahead and pause that one. Okay, we're back. So very sorry about that. We had a jumper that decided to escape the convent, and I had to go flag it down. But in the past, that was the sun. And now, in the near future, we have in reverse. What's underneath all of this? Another jumper. Right. That is the star reversed. This is at the top here. What is known? How do you see yourself? Two cards jumped out. We'll read those together. What about the environment? Hangman. Hopes and fears. Nine of Swords reversed. And last but not least, the outcome. Clarify that. Oh, wow. Okay. Scorpios. Seems like the water signs are going through it, even though that, signs like Taurus and Virgo seem to be having an up in comments, after this whole difficult period with this Mercury retrograde in Taurus and also Uranus and Taurus. Now things seem to be moving for the earth signs. Now, unfortunately, the water signs are feeling the brunt of it. We're going to go ahead and dissect this a little bit to see exactly what's going on. At the bottom of the deck, we have dun dun dun, death itself. Spring Heel Jackets, it's called in the Steampunk Tarot. Very interesting card here too. If you have a look at what it looks like, very, very intricate design as well, very futuristic. But the message is still the same. We have impending doom upon us, and we're going to find out exactly what that is. That's your card too, Scorpio, death. Now, starting off, we have the Ten of Swords here in the current position here, and that is crossed by the Magician reversed. So why is this happening? It feels like maybe you feel as if something in your life that you really wanted to manifest did not take place. I'm not sure exactly what that thing is. If it's job, work, love related, you just feel basically like you lack the confidence in order for this thing to take place, and now you're watching it crash and burn. Perhaps if this was a relationship, you were doing your best to kind of like, protect it, preserve it, to keep it going, maybe keep the laughter, the passion going, and it just didn't pay off in the end. And so now you're watching this, this entire relationship, come to an end. And I guess that's what the death is talking about there. If it's a job, you did your best, you felt like you had put a lot of effort into it, you felt like perhaps you wanted the accolades and the, a promotion or a raise, and something just didn't work out quite well with that. And now you're realizing that you're going to have to change tack and, watch this crash and burn. It almost feels a little bit like the tarot, because you can see here, you have the Ten of Airships. And it almost looks like this balloon, this, what do they call these things? It's hydrogen blimps in the background, just completely disintegrating in the ashes, and this one person is basically the last person standing or even watching the whole thing happen. And hopefully that's not what's happening in your life, where you feel like you're watching your life crash and burn. And if that's taking place with you, my heart's out to you. It's very difficult going through these transformative periods, but of course with the death at hand, of course those are the kind of things that we expect to take place. It's to rid you of all of the old structures within your life, very similar to the Tarot, which is Aries and Scorpio, energy as well. Even though we don't have it on the board, it could potentially show up a bit later. Now, in the past, something was very, very happy. You had the sun, you had the sun, Solarium, in this particular deck, and you were very happy about something. We'll see what that one thing is. What was Scorpios happy about? What were the Scorpios happy about? Okay. Oh. Okay. Maybe something came to light. Maybe it was illuminated that you had a series of misfortunes, or you feel like stuck. Things are not moving and that your fortunes aren't coming in. So if you feel like you're stuck at a dead-end job, then that would definitely indicate that, and this is kind of a realization, because on one side you have the sun, and on the other side you have the moon in your near future, which is interesting because those are, complementary polar opposites. So in the past you have the sun, which is a period of illumination, and it almost feels to me like with the two of these cards together, with the time machine, or, the Wheel of Fortune as it is, and then the Solarium, it seems like someone may have been putting on a face, oh, I'm happy, everything's fine, but in here they're feeling stuck. So it's almost like putting on a happy face to kind of save your reputation, or to let other people, not know that you're actually going through something that's a bit challenging. And this can be very, very common in marriages or long-term work situations or relationships. where you feel like, I'm going to do my best to make sure that this works out, but unfortunately it's not really actually working out. And that's the illumination that you're experiencing right here. The moon reversed is the same kind of card, except with a much dimmer light. Now, this is when secrets come out. This is when you are no longer confused about a situation. You're no longer having your path lit by dimly lit shadows and dimly lit lights. Now, I'm still curious. I think there's so much to clarify in this. I think I want to understand a little bit more what's taking place. Moon reverse. Clarify the moon reverse. Clarify the moon reverse. Oh, Christ. Yeah, there you go. Moon reversed and Three of Swords. Very painful reading. There's a lot of pain in this, and this doesn't seem like this is a very happy situation at all. But that's, of course, in life we do have these situations, and they're never easy. They're never easy. But in the near future, you do have the illumination of something that was a heartbreak. Either you feel betrayed at work, boss stabbing you in the back, supervisor stabbing you in the back. Maybe your partner is putting you in a third party of a sorts, and you're having to now find a way to pull those swords out, which is what you have to do in order to heal from the situation. Perhaps you're now learning how to heal from that. You may be uncovering the truths about the pain and the heartbreak that you had to deal with in the past, and now that's all coming to light. Now, in the past, playing into that energy that was here before with the sun and the time machine reversed, which is, of course, the Wheel of Fortune reverse and the sun. You have the comet here in reverse underneath all of this. Are you feeling hopeless about something? Are you feeling down on your luck about a specific aspect of your life? And this is something that you're actually bottling inside, because this is this is at the core of the entire reading. It's not what you show outwardly. This is like similar to what you would feel in your Illuminum Tarot, which is basically your fourth house, the house of Cancer, another water sign, which would intently conceal what is felt deep within. Ironically, as you have the moon, you also have the comet. And this to me kind of indicates, someone who's lost their way, it kind of seems, because this person here is chasing after this comet in the hopes of catching it, maybe mining it for resources. And maybe you've been chasing something that you feel has objects or things that you need. Maybe you've been chasing a relationship because you feel that it provides you with the security that you need in your life. Maybe you've been chasing a job because you feel like you need that financial stability, especially in such a turbulent time where jobs are being shed left and right. Especially for those who work in technology or who work in construction, or I don't know how many different types of jobs these job cuts have affected, but they're definitely affecting quite a large portion of the society. So now, in some ways, you feel hopeless, but now you kind of given up on chasing. In the upright, I see this person mining this comet so that they can gain something from it. Now, seems like the person's just kind of giving up and watching it whiz and pass by. He's like, I'm going to come back into my shell, and I'm going to abandon this dream that I've been chasing for so long. Now, that said, that's what you don't show people, but what you do show people on the external is this. This is the King of Swords. He's cold. Doesn't say much. When he does say something, it's very strategic. It's very well thought out. Calculated, if you want to say. And for you, perhaps this is what you feel now that you're aware of this heartache that you've had to deal with, or this, dream deferred, as we would say. I think Langston Hughes had a poem that was about that. What happens with a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or does it explode, or blah, 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 blah. I don't remember all the rest of it, but I'm trying to remember my English lit classes, and hopefully I can remember the whole thing in full, or we'll just Google it later on. But I'm getting that feeling. I don't know why that comes to my mind, a dream deferred. And this is the result of it. Coldness, lost in thought. These people are navigating the airspace right now, and there's all sorts of other ships passing them by, whereas he's moving forward this way, potentially. Or maybe he's even planning something at this table in a fleet of ships. And it just almost feels like life is passing by. Not much is being felt, not much is being said. I don't know why I'm getting that feeling from that. If you want, we can probably clarify that a little bit to see if there's any more insights that we can gain from the King of Swords. Tell me more about the King of Swords, Spirit. Tell me more about the King of Swords. What's going on here with the King of Swords? Okay. You want to be happy. You want a fresh start in happiness. You feel that that start has been deferred. And the hardest part about it is, here we have pure, raw, unadulterated emotional energy. And the King of Swords is the last of that. They're completely opposite each other. Because you don't have one, you now resort to the other. And in doing so, you cut yourself off from this new beginning in emotional fulfillment. Think about how that would affect your life if you were to continue on this path of coldness, dejection, and mental... I'm almost feeling like an Eight of Swords energy here, where a person is trapped in their thoughts, but it feels like on the outside that they can control that a bit, because we do have the King of Swords. But if this King of Swords is the way he is because of the Ace of Cups, it feels to me like in the absence of this new found emotional satisfaction, they're resorting to things that a king would do. Power, control, authority, thinking, strategy throughout life, going into self-preservation mode because of this lack of things that they could not achieve in the past. So we're going to move on. How you see yourself now. This is a bit contradictory as well. You have the Queen of Wands, and then you have the Full reverse. These two cards came out at the same time. Now, what does this entail? Let's break it down. We have the Queen of Wands here, Lady of Engines in this deck. And she is, of course, studious. She's passionate. She goes after what she wants. She's got plenty of experience. She's sexy when she wants to be. She's a boss babe whenever she wants to be. Whatever you want to call her, she is it. But unfortunately, there is also the Full reverse. A person who drives and goes and gets everything they want, yet refuses to do it. This is the same energy we're getting from the King of Swords and the Ace of Cups. There's a contradictory energy flowing throughout this entire reading right now that I'm noticing. And even as you see yourself and as the way you show yourself, now you're showing and seeing yourself in the same way. You're showing yourself as a contradiction of sorts, a dialectic mindset where there is one side and another side, and you're desperately trying to, bring the two together in some kind of synthesis. It's almost like there's a schism in yourself, and you're desperately trying to put the pieces back together from this loss. Now, in doing so, you will have to reconcile, not with an external source, but within yourself, the fragmentation that has taken place within yourself. We have the Queen of Wands, absolute boss babe, and then you have the Full reverse. This is the last person to take a risk on anything. If these two were in the upright, I would say, wow, this person is really going for it. But one is in the reverse. So ask yourself, what do you want to do? Is there fear holding you back? Is there this need for control, dominion? Is this need to control things with the mind going to keep you from your Ace of Cups moment? Are you going to really become this Queen of Wands, or are you going to remain stuck and held back? The full reverse. Very important questions for you to ask yourself at this point. Right here in your environment, there is nothing happening. You have, the hangman, and this is suspension tank. You're suspended in animation. And that's kind of what your life feels like. It almost looks like around this person there are stars hanging out, these little fragments of hope. It's not like in the Time Machine, or how would we say, the Wheel of Fortune, where there's a clear unified light source here, or in the Magician, where there is a coalescence of light happening here, a coalescence of understanding of knowledge. Even the moon or the sun, these are unified bodies of light. And in here we have, in the suspension tank, a person surrounded by fragments of hope. That's what your environment could potentially feel like. And you have people here to assist you. They're watching you as you remain in this, suspended animation. Whether or not you're doing this as a trick, like a Houdini trick to an audience, or if you're actually doing this to gain enlightenment, where you see there's this one small glimmer of light flowing through the person, potentially giving that person some kind of clarity, some kind of enlightenment, as in the Rider-Waite, tarot deck. But right here, you have this one ray of enlightenment, and then small rays of hope darting around you. Potentially, you could try to escape the binds that you have placed for yourself, and then try to move into discovering those little glimmers of hope that are around you in your environment. And by doing so, you can slowly piece yourself back together. Not by being cold and controlling everything, hoping, because I don't have this Ace of Cups, that I can still have some semblance of, sanity in my life in a very insane situation. Not having a sun and then, the Wheel of Fortune reverse, instead of being dichotomous, where there are two irreconcilable situations in your life, two reconcilable things, head and heart, mind and body, love and power. You will then be able to reconcile those two things, bring them together, and then hopefully your environment will become conducive to your enlightenment, processing what you have gone through, processing the next steps that you can take in your life, and eventually escaping the suspended animation that you currently find your life in. And this is also evidenced by the hopes and the fears. You have the 9 of Swords here. In the upright, this is a person squarely in their fear, watching as this the ship burns in the background. Completely distraught that his invention or his vessel has been destroyed. In the reverse, you do have a person who is getting over that. They're no longer bound to this madness that they find themselves in, this anxiety, this fear and worry, doubt and uncertainty. It is now your biggest hope to get away from the King of Swords energy. The King of Swords is trying to hold it together. He's a power and authority to the outside world, of course, but on the inside there's complete hopelessness. This is who you really are in the Swords energy, going from the King of Swords. The King of Swords, when he goes to bed, I can imagine that he's got quite a few things on his mind that he doesn't show the rest of the world. And that's who you hope to become eventually, someone who can actually get rid of that stress that they have been feeling over the past few years, well, past few months. I mean, you have 9 of Swords, so it could be 9 weeks, could be 9 months, could be the autumn time or some situation like that. No idea. I don't really predict time here. But what we can say is that deep within, there is a move from the mental to the emotional. And I see that here being evidenced by the 7 of Swords and the 5 of Cups. 7 minus 5 is, of course, 2. That is the integration of 2 opposites, 2 dualistic natures, which is what we've been discussing in the recent, recently with this reading. And then additionally, 7 plus 5 is 12. Yeah, 12, right? Okay. Now, that being said, that breaks down into 3. So on one side, when you take away everything and it's just you, then you have to definitely integrate your shadow side and your light side. Moon and sun, shadow and light. Integrate those 2 together. Process the pain, and then you'll be able to get the enlightenment that you seek. There's darkness all around, glimmers of hope. Find those glimmers of hope in your life, whether or not that is going into a new hobby, meeting your friends, talking about your problems, seeking kind of job, support. Anything in your life that you feel is stuck, move forward and do your best to incrementally alleviate that pain, alleviate that burden, and find the progress that you seek. That is really what the King of Swords would do. Take his strategy and use that to organize and reorder the whole power structure in their own life in order to have some semblance of control. That is what you really need to do if you want to be the King of Swords. Not to put on airs that you are cold, detached, don't give a fuck about whatever. Nah, can't be bothered, can't be asked. No. If you want this new beginning of emotional fulfillment, you have an air side and a water card here. Air, water in your outcome as well. Notice these patterns, and I have shuffled this deck to death. And yet this is what the cards are telling me. Move from the air in your life to the water. Integrate those 2 seemingly polar opposites. So that way you can have a rich and fulfilling life. 7 of Swords, yes, it can be a twat that is surreptitious, conniving, dodgy, shady, yes, but in another way, that's how he gets by. And he solves problems. He or she solves problems by using their cunning and their intelligence and their skill to deceive the others, using their mental capabilities. That's what the 7 is. 7 is about illusions. And in this particular 7, you're using your mental cunning to actually overcome these situations. I don't see this as a bad card in here. I see you using strategy to finally get over this. This is the real problem here, the 5 of Cups. Here's a person looking out to the distance, seeing exactly what they've lost. Now in the Rider-Waite, what you do, you have a person who is looking at 3 cups. Behind them is 2 cups. That's the 2 of Cups of a reconnect, a love situation, a fulfilling passion that they are looking at. And I think that that's what you need to do. Turn around, use that strategy to overcome whatever difficulties that you find you're facing in life, and you will be successful. Now, we were talking about the bottom of the deck. Once was death, now becomes forward movement. This is the 8 of Wands. This is fast communication. So if you are looking for a job, put that resume out there, get it spotless, get it checked by someone else, and then you'll get that clear communication that you need. It's all about the strategy. Have you ever noticed that in life, where you find that if you tweak a few things, you get the results that you seek? You may know someone and that person has, something that you need. They can help you out in a specific way. They can talk to you. You can talk to them about your problems. And it's not like you're using them, but it is a strategy that you need to use. You have resources. It's like the magician right here. That is your challenge. The magician has everything that they need around them, all the available resources. They have a pentacle, they have a wand, they have a sword, and they have a cup. They have an altar, where they can take all of those resources, materials, and create magic with it. Perhaps rather than letting that be a challenge, use that to your advantage and create the life that you seek. But you need the strategy first, and then you'll overcome the disappointment. Think about it for a second. You have this clear communication if you play your cards right. And I think you'll see the success that you want. We're going to go ahead and pull 3 oracle cards, so that way we can go ahead and wrap this up. And then we'll move on to, last but not least, Spicy Pisces, and glid up for the rest of the day. Messages of advice for our Scorpios. Messages for advice for our Scorpios. Messages of advice for our Scorpios. Messages of advice for Scorpio for the month of May 2023. My, how the time flies. Right, first card of advice. Expect powerful change. It's precisely what we were speaking about. New moon in the eclipse. What else have we got here? You're very close to achieving your goal. So we have change and achieving a goal. That is precisely what we've been discussing. The oracles are just now clarifying that. So hang in there. Yep. This one comes out for almost nearly all the readings, and I don't understand why. I'm going to put both of these here because you have you and your loved ones are safe, and you have step out of your comfort zone. So you and your loved ones are safe. New moon. This is new energy. This is where things become darkest before the light, just like we were looking at in the suspension tank. Just before it gets complete, just after it becomes completely dark, that's when the light comes in. Step out of your comfort zone. North node. Now, what is the North node? We know that this is something where we are becoming in our current lifetime. We're leaving the energy of the South node, mine being in, my South node is in Capricorn. I am stepping into the North node in Cancer. And so if I were to interpret this for myself, I would say that, step out of your comfort zone, be the person that you truly want to become. And in doing so, you can fulfill the lessons and the goals set for you, the Dharma set for you in this particular lifestyle. In this particular lifetime. So think about what that means to you. Come out of your shell. This is the Cancer. You're safe to do so. You and your loved ones. And then come out into your comfort zone. Step into the energy that you need in order to have happiness and fulfillment. This is something I will stress for years to come. How to go from a dark place, a negative place, to a place of goals and achievement. This is what the tarot is for, in my personal opinion. I'm not here to teach you about who's coming in and which girlfriend or boyfriend you're going to get or whatever. I'm not really here to teach you about, some twat that fucked you over in the past, and now you want to see what they're doing or spying on them through the tarot. This is about you. This is how you become intimately connected to the rest of the world through the microcosm of your own self, which emanates within the macrocosm as a reflection. We need to get you right first. Focus on you and your goals and your progress. And then we can move towards all the other things that we want to manifest, as within, so without. That's it for today. Thanks so much for joining. If you like this reading, please give a like, share, subscribe. If you want a personal reading, feel free to look at the description box below and I'll be sure to get you sorted with that. Once again, this is Illuminum Tarot, reading for the sign of Scorpio for May 2023. I sincerely appreciate your support. I've seen already an immense amount of support from the YouTube community, and for that I'm eternally grateful. Let's keep the momentum going, and until next time, take care.